Good morning, everybody. We are here behind the scenes in the aquarium going to learn about the octopus today. We're going to give everybody a few moments to tune in and join us. Let us know that you can hear us, you can see us, everything's looking good. We do monitor these, but we appreciate everybody's help in keeping us honest on these too, guys. So while we're waiting, let's do some shout outs. Tell us who's here and where you're from. That's really fun to get to know everybody. Hi, Athena and Kaden. Good morning, Ruth and Napoleon. Rebecca's so excited. We are so excited too. If we had 8 arms like the octopus, we'd put them all up. Thank you, Ruth, for letting us know it sounds and looks good. Hey, Kimber and Macy and Gibsonburg. Hi, Lincoln and Rowan. Good morning, Good morning, Abby. Thanks for letting us know. All right. Hi, Colton, Cassidy, and Isabel. Hi, Corrine and Liberty Center. Hi, Ash and Lily in Florida. Thanks for letting us know it sounds good, Haley. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Emerson and Owen. Hey, Haley and Lucas in Monroe. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, this morning. Hi, Julie in Cincinnati. We are going to be talking about octopus today, and we're going to get to show you guys some behind the scenes here in the aquarium. It's going to be really, really cool. Let's see. Hi, Brody and Mia in Sylvania. Hey, Anna. Hi, Paisley in Monclova. Hey, Taylor and Malia in Toledo. Hi, Shirley and Haley. Hi, Madison. Oh, Ruth says I'm cutting in and out. Hi, Ren. Thanks for letting us know, guys. Good morning, everyone. As we said, we are behind the scenes here in the aquarium, and we appreciate you bearing with us. All of the water and all of the cement may interrupt our signals just a little bit, but we're going to push through as best we can. All right. Good morning to the SEAL team. Hi, Max and Miles. Oh, they already know who we're talking to.
Yeah,
we love the aquarium and Miss Lori Dixon from Stacy.
My grandkids are checking in too, Haley and Lucas.
All right, I love it. Hi, Amelia and Gemma in Bowling Green. Hey, Hannah and Defiance and Max in Canada. Marcella, we miss you guys too and can't wait for everybody to be able to get back here. Hi to Tina and Noah, Mary in West Toledo, Gabby and Juju in Toledo, Rowan and Tara, London and Detroit. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hey, Wolfgang. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here with our usual morning announcements. We, of course, want to thank everybody for tuning in each day. We are here Monday through Friday at 10:30, bringing you #ZooOpen online. We're moving all around the zoo, showing you guys what's still happening even though you can't be here with us. It's a cool way to connect, and we appreciate everyone tuning in. We are still doing our meals on the go this week. Salisbury steak and barbecue pulled pork. You can get a family dinner that feeds 4 to 6 people for $35. Go to Toledo Zoo/meals on the go, and there is a link on our homepage, toledozoo.org. Place your order. You got dinner tonight or Thursday night, and it's already done. You can also add on, we have cookies, we have cookie kits. You can decorate your own, and we've just added some other dessert options. And Mom and Dad, check it out. We're getting you drinks too. So check out toledozoo.org/meals on the go. And don't forget to go to toledozoo.org/virtual for all of our education classes. We are adding new things every week. So tune in and check those out too. And of course, we appreciate your support as this closure continues on. Anything you can do to help sustain your zoo, we greatly appreciate. We have a donate button at the bottom of our live feed. You can also go to toledozoo.org/donate to see all the ways that you can help. Thank you so very much. And now we're going to turn it over to Miss Lori to talk to us about what we're going to be doing here today.
Well, we're going to do a water change on our giant Pacific octopus. It's very unique how I have to do it because I usually do it by myself. And so when I do that, I have to start the siphon and then play with the octopus while I'm siphoning and cleaning. So right now we're going to get started on the water change. So I'm going to head on down here and turn off some of the life support first so that we can start the water change.
All right, and as she's going, we'll give a few more shout outs. Hi to Rose in our grounds department. And hi Izzy and Shelly. Hi Callie and Jax in Michigan. Hey Cheryl, thanks for tuning in. Hi Jaden and Jackson. Brandy says, we still love you guys, even though she lives in Maine. That's amazing. Thank you, Brandy, for tuning in. Tara, we miss everybody being able to come to the zoo, too.
I have my hoses already filled with water, so I didn't have to suck on the end, because that's a no-no. I just want to make sure I don't drain it too far, so I need to see where I'm placing my siphon. And that's good then. So now I come up here to the tank. Octopuses are very well known for getting out of places they don't want to be. So we have a lot of safety here. We have bricks and we have little locks. So I'm going to open some of those up to get started.
And we are in the keeper area behind what is referred to as the west wall or west hall of the aquarium, where the octopus is located, along with the alligator snapping turtle that we talked a little bit about yesterday, and our Lake Erie exhibit.
Yep.
Just to give you guys an idea of where we are.
And right next to the sea nettles.
Yes.
Okay, when I start this, I hope that she doesn't come over right away, because sometimes she tends to grab the tools, and I don't want that to happen. So I try to real gingerly put this in, and then I'm going to get my siphon started. Once again, I put water in the line so that it will, and of course it's not going to work, right? And a lot of times I get pretty wet. That's just part of it. There we go. Got it started. All right. Now you can see an arm already up here. As soon as she knows that I'm in here, a lot of times she comes right over. And she tries to grab the tool that I'm using to siphon. I'm going to go down to the bottom and start siphoning a little bit, keeping my eye on her. I don't want to suck her up. She's starting to get movie. Oh, there she comes. So what I do is I have to play with her and hold on to her while I siphon the water so I don't suck her up. And this is how we do a water change. Twice a week, we keep the water as clean and clear as we can for the octopus.
And what are you taking out besides water?
I am siphoning up feces, which is the octopus poop. And then octopuses, as they grow, they shed their suckers. And so there's little white things floating around in here, and those are sucker sheds. So I am slowly trying to siphon them up, because it helps to keep the tank clean.
Very good. All right, our first question is from Alex, and he would like to know, what is the octopus's name? A lot of our octopuses, we just call them Sticky, because they are sticky. Totally. Talk to us about what that feels like.
It feels like a bunch of suction cups on my arm. And sometimes she doesn't want to let go, which means that I have some really nice octopus kisses.
I bet.
On my arm. And my husband gets a kick out of it when I come home at night and show him. And he says, well, it's pretty funny.
And you said you do this twice a week?
Twice a week, yep.
All right.
I do a water change and clean it up.
Very
And
good.
then sometimes I also scrub the walls. If you watch, she's slowly trying to move her arms farther up my arm to pull me in a little bit more. Octopus, giant Pacific octopus, is one of about 300 different species of octopus. These guys are one of the largest. They're actually found around the coast of California, up to Alaska, and over to Japan.
Very cool. And how big is she?
She is probably about 25 pounds. The spread, I don't know, hard to say.
She doesn't straighten them out very often, huh?
Yeah, they get to be 45, 50 pounds sometimes in captivity.
Wow. All right, Morgan wants to know, how do they make ink?
They have an ink sac inside their mantle, and they use their siphon hole to squirt the ink out. Generally, they do it to paralyze either a prey or something that they're preying on, and it slowly knocks them out, and then they swim away because it can be toxic to them. And then they come back and take care of their food, get their food.
And Kelsey wants to know, does it hurt her sucking on your arm like that?
No, it doesn't hurt. Whoop, don't want that to happen. Nope, can't do that.
And Emily wants to know, does it tickle?
I guess it tickles a little bit. It's just a little bit of pressure holding on, and it's kind of cool. It's just really cool.
That is really cool.
And now she's trying to climb out. Oh, sometimes they get playful and they squirt water at us
Oh,
with using their siphon. She almost was going to squirt me. She gets that way sometimes. If you look in the water column here, you can see some of the sucker sheds now.
yeah.
They're floating around in there, the little white spots.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all sucker sheds.
How many suckers do they have?
They have about 250 on each arm.
Whoa, that's
So
a
do the
lot.
math.
Wow. Marianne wants to know, how long can they stay out of the water?
They can stay out of the water for a little while. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's for a little bit. Sometimes they crawl up on rocks and crevices, looking for crabs. So part of their body can be out at different times, and I guess that.
Sounds good. And
Okay.
Amanda asks, how old is she?
We probably got her in at about a year, according to the boss. And we have had her for over 8 to 10 months. So she's getting close to 2 years.
All right.
They generally live anywhere from 2 to 3 years in captivity. In the wild, they live 3 to 5 years. They pretty much live to reproduce. A lot of times, once a female lays eggs, she'll tend the eggs and she'll stop eating. And then once the eggs hatch, they usually go into, excuse me, in what is called census, which is basically just old age.
Okay. And Allison says this is one of her favorite animals. How often do they shed those suckers that we were looking at?
Oh, every day.
Wow.
Sometimes you can see certain I haven't seen this octopus do it, but sometimes you can see them twirling all their arms, and that's one way that they actually get rid of the sucker sheds.
Oh, that's cool. And Jack and Maddie want to know if she has ever escaped.
No, we've never had an octopus escape.
All right. Owen asks, what do they eat?
This one, we feed it shrimp, squid, capelin, fish pretty much. In the wild, they probably eat a lot more crabs and crustaceans, this different kinds.
And Megan asks, how strong are the suction cups?
They're pretty strong. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 10 pounds per suction cup, something like that.
Wow. And you said 250 per arm times
Yeah.
8 arms.
Yep.
Goodness. All right. Elias wants to know, what color is the octopus poop?
It depends on what it's eating. A lot of times it's kind of a white, but it can be gray. It depends on whether we feed it more, say, capelin as opposed to shrimp. Just depends on what they eat.
And Doug asks, what do we do to help them in this environment as they're very intelligent?
We actually feed her food in shells, and we place them around the tank so she has to look for them. And we also give her some enrichment. We made up this PVC stuff, made up a few tubes with PVC, and I put the food in there and make her put her arms in there to grab food. So she gets some enrichment that way. Just playing with her, though, is also enrichment. I believe that they really like to come up here and socialize with us, because if they didn't, they wouldn't be here. They would just swim away and hide in a corner. So I think they really do like the interaction.
And during our Vanimals Day event, I've seen you give her big containers with lids on them, and she can use her arms to open the lids,
yes,
right?
We've done that in the past. We've done Easter eggs and little hearts for Valentine's Day. It just depends on the season and what's going on.
And Kelsey wants to know, how long have you been doing this?
I've been in the aquarium for 37 years, zoo-wide 42. A long time.
Wow. Lane and Ella ask, do they need suckers for things other than moving?
I think they use them for their when they're preying on something, when they go after an animal that might, say a crab, might try to pinch them. They'll use the suction cups to be able to hold that crab and not allow them to pinch them.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
And Sue says, how do you get her to let go?
Basically, I just twist and turn and move around, and there she goes.
Sam wants to know, what are their predators?
Sea lions, seals, dolphins, and possibly some sharks.
And talk to us about her coloration. She's absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, she has a range of colors. She can go from what is kind of a white color, a little bit of gray, a little bit of this red, and she can do like a molted look on her skin. She can also change the texture. She can be flat and completely smooth, and then she can have ridges and bumps. And we think that they use that mostly for blending into the cracks and crevices and the rocks, so that they feel more comfortable.
Now talk to us about they have pretty interesting hearts and brains,
yes.
right?
Yes, an octopus has 3 hearts. One heart is for the central nervous system, the main system, and the other 2 hearts pump blood directly to the gills. So 1 heart for one gill, 1 for the other. They also have 9 brains, so they have a main brain that controls the majority of the body, and they have 1 brain for each arm.
That's amazing. Nicole asks, how much water do you take out?
I try to get close to a 50%. I actually drain the sump as far as I can get it without losing my prime. And then I take this down probably about a 1/4 of a way, and then I call it good usually.
All right, and a lot of people are asking, could she get out if she wanted to?
She probably could if she really wanted to.
But no, we have never had one get out.
No, we've never had one get out. They generally don't like this astroturf. A lot of aquariums use it. They can't grip it very well.
Sure.
So they have a hard time of being able to climb up the wall to get out.
And Rebecca wants to know, how long have we had octopus here at the zoo?
Probably, I don't think we had octopus when I first started here 37 years ago, but we did get them shortly after. So I'd say 35 years maybe.
And Ella wants to know, why are they sticky?
I'm not sure why they're sticky. I guess it just helps them in their life to grab onto things and to move, and that's just part of their body.
And Ashton asks what temperature the water is.
That's a good question. Since they come from the Pacific coast, it's a cooler temperature, and they do come from farther down. We keep ours around 50 degrees.
Okay. Miles, Juliana, and Simone want to know, how do they have babies?
Octopus males have a special arm that they use to impregnate a female. As far as they pass what's called a spermatophore, it's usually the third right arm. That's how we can tell if it's a male or a female. This one's the third right arm. The suction cups go all the way to the tip, and if it's a male, it's a modified looking arm. I actually have some pictures over here I can show.
Okay. We can come back to that one, but then you just answered Lisa's question, is how can you tell if the octopus is a male or a female? So
Yep.
Thank you for that one. All right, we're going to move on here. So which one's bigger, a male or a female?
I think they grow really to about the same size. I don't think I haven't noticed any difference in the ones that we've had.
And Cheryl wants to know, do they bite?
They can bite. They have what's called a beak in the center of all the arms, and they pretty much, it's like a bird's beak, so they can crush into shells and be able to get the meat out of them.
Very cool. And Alex asks, would she ever ink you, and would it hurt you?
No, ink wouldn't hurt us, but it could hurt her. We've never had, well, I can't say we've never had one. We did have one ink not too long ago, and unfortunately the animal didn't live because even though we caught it like right away and we started doing water changes, it just messes up their circulatory system when they get the ink in their system.
And can you recap for Zoe what they eat?
Yes, they eat shrimp, capelin, which is a fish, and squid.
Very cool. And recap for Cody how long they live.
In captivity, it's anywhere from 2 to 5 years, and in the wild, it's or 2 to 3 years. Sorry, 3 to 5 in the wild.
And Rochelle asks, where's its mouth?
Its mouth, its beak, is in the center, right here, of all the arms.
Oh, what a cool view. That is amazing. All right. And Justin asks, do they sting?
No, they do not sting.
All right.
Don't play with that.
Rook wants to know, do you think they're cute?
Oh, I love octopus. They're my favorite.
Aww. Maki says octopuses can squeeze through small spaces, right?
Yes, depending on the size of their beak. They have no bones in their body. So depending on the size of that beak is the size hole that they can squeeze through.
And Opal, age 8, wants to know, how much do you feed them in a day?
They actually only eat a couple times a week. If we fed them every day, they would grow way too fast. They're foragers, so they don't always eat in the wild. Occasionally they'll go out on a hunt and they'll find some crabs or some fish and eat, but they don't eat every day.
And Paris says, are the animals, including the octopus, more active with there being no crowds here or when there are lots of people?
I don't think the aquarium animals, it makes a difference. They just go about their daily life.
And how do you become someone who works in the aquarium?
Well, these days you need to have a degree, most likely in marine biology or freshwater, like limnology, I believe it's called, for freshwater, the study of the waterways and the animals.
And give us a recap as to, you're playing with the octopus because you're doing what else?
I am doing a water change. So I have to play with the animal so it doesn't grab my siphon because I don't want it to get sucked up.
And you are sucking up feces.
Feces
also
and
known
sucker
as
sheds.
octopus poop.
Yes.
And sucker sheds, which
Yep.
you said they have 250 suckers per arm,
Yep.
and they shed suckers each day.
Yep.
And yes, Ashton, we do give her enrichment activities. You talked about some of the shells, putting food in shells,
Yep.
and then some of the events that we do, like Valentine's Day and Enrichment Day. We put food in a container, and it's really cool. If you guys haven't ever seen it, come check out the Octopus Enrichment, because she'll use her arms to twist off the lid and then get in and get whatever food treats are in there for her.
Hickeys.
Oh, yep.
Okay, I'm pretty much getting done with the water change now, so I'm going to pull this out.
All right.
Angie's helping. Did you fill that sump? Angie was helping me with the water change, so the sump is filled up. If you want, you can go ahead and turn on the pump, and we'll start filling it back up. And you can continue that one, yes. And then you can continue to fill it as this fills. And then the other thing that I do when I'm cleaning is I don't get all the suction cups. So I continue by playing with her, and I just come in here and I start to net out some of the suction cups, because there are a lot of them.
And Sherry wants to know, do they remember different people?
Yes, as a matter of fact, they can taste with their suction cups. So they probably can tell that I'm usually the one that's feeding them and cleaning them. So they are pretty receptive to me.
And Jack would like to know, is the big poofy thing on its head the front or the back of the octopus?
This is actually called its mantle, which is where all the organs are inside. And then right over here is where the gills are. You see the gills
showing
open.
off those for us as
So
it's on cue.
So they take in the water, and the gills help to remove the oxygen. And then they have it come back out their siphon.
And what about their eyes?
They have very good eyes, very good eyesight.
And Rachel wants to know, does she have camouflage?
Well, she does. She can change her texture and her color to blend in with her surroundings.
And Jaden and Jackson want to know the difference between squid and octopus.
Well, they're in the same family. They're just made a little differently.
Fair enough. All right, let's see. And Elise wants to know, does she ever change colors?
Sometimes she'll be a color that's kind of white, and then she'll go to a little bit of red and maybe a little gray sometimes.
All right. And
There she is playing with her siphon, trying to squirt me.
trying to get you. And yes, Emma Jean, she is Sticky. That's how she got her name, huh?
Yep.
All right. And Kaden, age 6, wants to know, how much does she weigh?
She's probably about 25 pounds.
And Riley asks, what's their maximum height?
I know that I've read that they could get anywhere up to 100 pounds, but as far as length, I don't remember.
And
You have to look that one up.
we can look that one up, or you guys can Google it. That'd be a good thing to Google.
Yep.
And Miss Ashley says, hi, Grandma Lori. We always make sure we get the family shout-outs in here.
Hello.
All right. And Bryant wants to know, is it true octopus change color based on emotion or mood?
Yes, they can do that.
Karen asks, will you or do you breed octopus?
No, they're really solitary animals, and they probably only come together in the wild when they are going to mate, but we do not keep more than one alive here in the building, and when we get them in, they're probably not old enough to lay eggs. And okay.
She's making this difficult for you, isn't she?
Oh, she always does.
And can you show us how many suckers you've collected already? she'll help too. Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, I usually do a couple turns of this and then I clean it and then I come back. And eventually I get most of it.
And just to recap for you guys, this is our female octopus. She's almost 2 years old. She is a giant Pacific octopus.
Yep.
And we are here today because Lori is doing a water change for her and cleaning her tank. And so we thought we would learn a little more about her while you had the opportunity to play with her, right?
Yes. I have a few papers, or, drawing a blank here. This is what the octopus beak looks like around the center of the arms. This is what the beak looks like when it's out of the body. So that's where it gets its like bird beakness, and that's just showing you the quarter, depending on the size of the beak, is the size of the hole that they can actually get out of.
Oh wow. Okay.
This is how we know the difference between a male and a female. This is the female's arm, it goes all the way, and this is the male's. It's modified. It's a little different.
And you guys have seen in our video today, ours is obviously a female, as we've seen her wrap all her arms around you.
And then we have some pictures of eggs, when they do lay eggs, the amount that they lay. It's anywhere from, I believe it was 120,000 to 400,000 eggs.
Oh my goodness.
There is a lot of predators that eat the egg, baby octopus, when they hatch, so they need to lay this many so that some of them will survive and keep the...
And she is showing off her immense arm length for us right now.
Yeah.
I would say, gosh, she's probably has an arm length longer than I am tall.
Possibly.
Wow, that's amazing. And Will asks, what happens if they lose an arm?
Octopus do grow back arms if they lose one. They don't look the same. They're a little more stubby. It's not going to be exactly the way it was, but they do grow back part of the arm.
And just to recap, her name is
we call her Sticky because she's sticky.
Yeah. And let's see. We talked a little bit about their eyes and their really good eyesight. Where are their eyes located for Ainsley and PJ?
The eyes are on the... if I can get her to let go. The eyes are on the top of the mantle above the gills.
Let's see if she'll show us here.
Yeah, she's
may not cooperate
she's really
on that
liking being spread out, I guess.
Yeah, she likes all that.
All right.
And Cody wants to know if she can make noise.
Other than spraying us with the siphon, not really.
Okay. All right. And no, we are not going to be able to see the ink today.
No, we don't want to see the ink.
We don't want to see the ink.
There's one of the eyes right there.
Oh, good. There we go.
And there's the siphon, so the water goes in the gills, and then it comes back out the siphon. The siphon is also where the feces comes out, and it's also where the male would put his modified arm to fertilize the eggs.
And Kyler wants to know, does trash in the ocean damage an octopus?
Any trash in the ocean would hurt any animals. I'm not 100% sure what kind of trash would be found where they are, but if there is trash, I'm sure that they can possibly think it's something else and try to chew on it, maybe.
And just to recap also, what is the temperature of the water?
The temperature is about 50 degrees.
And how much water is in there?
This tank is probably, with the sump together, is probably about at least 1,000 gallons, if not maybe a little more.
And Aiden wants to know, can they hear underwater?
I'm not too sure about that one.
All right. Let's see here.
You can see that here we have both eyes.
And guys, we have said, yes, they could, if they really wanted to get out of the tank, they probably could. They're very intelligent animals.
Yes.
But Lori was telling us they don't care for this astroturf found here on the side. And
they have a hard time to grip it.
Keeps them in. And no, We have never had an octopus escape, and no, we don't want them to.
No.
All right. Rachel wants to know, how fast can they swim?
That's another one you're going to have to look up because I'm not sure. They can jet pretty fast using their siphon.
We have seen them move very quickly when you put the Animal Times
they do go
enrichment in. They go whoosh, right to it.
Yep.
And everybody's asking, do these suckers hurt your skin?
Nope, not at all.
All right. And has Sticky here ever had babies?
No.
No. All right. All right, guys, we are just about finished here. We'll take a couple more questions. Adam wants to know, what time of day are they most active?
Usually when I'm playing with them and cleaning them, they're pretty active. It just depends on what day it is. It varies. It's like they know feed days are Wednesdays and Saturdays, so they might be a little more active on a Wednesday and a Saturday because they know they're going to get food.
And Blair's kids want to ask, how do they go to the bathroom?
They actually use their siphon right here, and that's where the feces comes out of.
Very good. And that's what you were cleaning in the bottom of the tank,
yes,
too?
Yes, there was strings of feces in there and sucker sheds.
All right. And yes, guys, they do shed their suckers every day. And she has told us they have 250, and they range in size from these tiny ones on the end to the big giant ones there.
Yep, really tiny ones.
Very cool. All right, guys. We are going to find one more question here.
I give a shout out to my family, all the Kagans and Dixons.
We always want to make sure that we get all of those in. All right, let's see here. Okay, you talked about the heart and the brain. Can you tell us where those are located?
They are in the mantle. This is called the mantle, and this is where the majority of the hearts are. Now the brains are, the main brain is in the mantle area, and then there's supposed to be brains around each arm.
All right,
to help control it.
Our last question comes from Carrie, and she wants to know, how long does it take to grow back a sucker?
I don't really know. I don't think they really lose their suckers, so I don't know.
Do they just shed like an outer layer?
They're just shedding like a skin.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stephanie says this is her favorite live so far. Yes! Mission accomplished, guys.
Yay.
And oh, look at that. She's showing off everything for us here. This is so cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, we are here every Monday through Friday at 10:30. Check out ToledoZoo.org for more ways you can stay in touch with us.
Right there.
And thank you for joining us, and say goodbye to Sticky.